Good morning, fellow Ambazonians. Today, na Sunday, the 13th day of this month of August, 2023. My name na Capo Daniel, una own countryman, sense past king, Mr. No Koni. Una welcome to our daily podcast, a program where they bring una the truth, where they bring una meaningful information, fact-based analysis for help we as we work out for this journey to our freedom, to the independence of Ambazonia. Our good people at home and abroad, euphoria, it don't grip our people them for come for Fungdong as our Ambazonian forces them. They don't uplift the ban for road, reopening the road where they don't block them for the past month. Video footage it show as village people that they celebrate with joy as the first vehicle them where they come out for Bamenda, then finally they enter for inside Fungdong. The roadblock it be set up by our brave unity forces them for inside Boyo as a result of Cameroon raid we led to the killing and burning alive of the Queen Mother in Manjang and the head of the Takembeng. 4 other youths were also killed in Belo by the Cameroon terrorist occupation forces, including the Cameroon terrorist military that were killed in an ID attack. Over 18 Cameroon terrorist military have lost their life during this period, leading to the roadblock and also the roadblock itself. The roadblock also in Babanki have also been removed by our soldiers, so the entire stretch of this land have been opened. Our population can now freely use this land, but should be cautious as the Cameroon occupation military are still active along this stretch of road. The road for Bangui, the one where the pass for Alabukam, is still be blocked. Over 6 months, the road is still be blocked for road users, and it don't affect greatly, especially our farm women, the way they come up for the go farm right for inside villages. Fellow Ambazonian, the issue concerning the petrol syndicate, it only gets stronger and it also get worse. With the hard work we done do for engage with our community, engage with petrol retailers, and engaging with our forces them, small dealer them they allow some of them immediately pass. But those who they never pay money for the Cameroon syndicate, I call them Cameroon syndicate because no even Cameroon syndicate, this one are the scavenger, the way they chop for both sides, they defeat the hawks and demons of war. Because the people them way they don't form this syndicate, especially my 90, when they collect money for retailer them, now they guarantee supply for fuel from Nigeria to Cameroon, illegal fuel. Now they pay the Cameroon governor, they pay their Ministry of Mines, they pay the Atanganji Poor, and they pay all the Ambazonian barracks them, where they run neutralize their effect for support the Ambazonian agenda for freedom. They don't turn this struggle, it don't turn na business. The Cameroon army, it don't turn na business. Now our poor people, they suffer the effect. Yesterday, they don't get an interruption as some of the chairman for the union, the one way, now the chairman where the people that are elected, where they really work fine with the people, as that election it be passed, they don't add some people them to the syndicate member them. So this report it come, the chairman of this group, it don't take messages them, complain them, forward them for one of our Ambazonian leader for the diaspora. As I began tell now, most of our leaders, they don't even first know where they go on the ground, let alone understand the dynamic. They just be used by the soldier them as well for the most part, for get legitimacy, for begin carry out this activity them. Former soldier, the way they don't transform themselves into businessmen, they use gun in the name of Ambazonia, but actually they do not their business them. So they need the leader them for continue to give them that blank check and that pass for begin carry out this activity them. So one of these our chairman, he then forward messages them for complain to one of our Ambazonian leaders for the diaspora. As usual, as people the way they don't know where to happen for ground, they not be connected with the happen for ground, they not get expert Now just paper organization them. They don't take that information forward and back for our soldiers and for ground zero. It then leads to the closure of road again, the banning of petrol seller their motor them. They then catch 16 petrol dealer their motor them, carry and go to for bush. Each of the dealer them where they get motor them for each of them pay at least 700,000 from screenshot money where they then give them cash for Ambazonian forces them for ground. Imagine that 16 money, how many dealers then they then pass that money. Where they now wait to be the problem. The Ambazonian forces them, where they for ground, where they claim say that they represent Ambazonian authorities and organizations for abroad. They no one make complaint if they come up for ground, go report for those people them abroad, because those people them, their job no before begin give them instruction or for tell them waiting for do up. Their job not just for day, they collect money, send them for buy name. Now their job that, and then they fit use them for do their propaganda as they do them. But when it come for the activity for the soldiers and for ground, then get no command and control and zero influence for the activity for the soldiers for the ground. This issue now the biggest problem we'll get them for the struggle. No soldier no get right for punish any civilian because you carry matter go report them for diaspora. You no get no right for do and so. Because when you cut off the population from the diaspora, then you claim say you link with the diaspora. Now because you do want to protect your own economic interests, your own ego, you need to fight again for the public or for the political agenda. Because the leadership for diaspora now the guarantor for the political agenda for Ambazonian independence. So soldiers the way they for ground zero, they claim say they fight for Ambazonian groups where they for diaspora, but at the same time they stop population for complaining from those diaspora. They punish our people them for talking to the diaspora. It is shown at the state of our liberation movement. And like this, the end will not be good. All organization where you do for diaspora, whether you been a good one or bad, now for our public interest, make una take una responsibility them seriously. When una talk to some group they under una, some soldier they under una need for no way to where that soldier they do them. Una need for be able for manage them or even influence the soldiers. Because no man no get command and control, absolutely. But will get influence. There is huge pressure for the last Ambazonian camp where they for inside Bamenda, where they operate around Bamenda, for join the My 90 syndicate. If this one it go happen, the My 90 go consolidate its control, and I go assure our people them say the political agenda for this liberation ship will come to an end. Because right now, with the amount of money and political influence where the syndicate then get them over Ambazonian soldiers, Ambazonian in the diaspora, your contribution have zero impact on the fighting and conduct of the soldiers. Ambazonian soldiers, they now for ground zero, they don't get enough money through these syndicates. Now good and bad news. The good news now say was soldiers they feel be on their own. The bad news now say he who pays the pipers calls the shot. So those syndicates are against Ambazonian political agenda, but they are for war. They want the war to continue as long as it takes because this is a new business for them. They are now influencing our soldiers, neutralizing any influence for Ambazonia and opening a pathway for the Cameroon intelligence to exploit, and they are exploiting it goodly. Ambazonian organizations must make sure they take this intelligence very, very seriously. We have succeeded to allow vehicles to continue to pass with other goods, and only petroleum will be subjected to control. But petroleum is a very important commodity, and we will continue to push for our soldiers in areas that are liberated within our city centers, for all retailers not to pay any money to join this union. Do not pay, and anybody who sells in Ambazonian areas of control who have registered to this union, you will become a security issue, because of you will be forcing these people to take control, and you'll be selling information about those who have not paid. Cameroon military cannot get into these areas, as increasingly these people will be having strong control over our Ambazonian forces. We are forced to organize ourselves into the Ambazonian dark forces. Every syndicate, every backrider, every segment in our society should contact me to mobilize their people on how to defend their interests, how to defend the common interests of Ambazonian people, and how to stop syndicates effect that is crippling in as a cancer to eat up from our suffering and our war for liberation. So fellow Ambazonians, there is a big backlash where they go on for inside Nigeria, where I go on for report for our people them. As you know very well, following the ICJ ruling for the Bakassi case, the Nigerian government will be supposed to transfer the Bakassi Peninsula for the Cameroon colonial state since 2006. That transfer it then go and it will then be completed for August 2008. But there will be great dispute for around Pillar 113 and Pillar 114, will then become famous with this Boki community. This Boki community and Bijou community, it then be divided between the Nigerian side and the Cameroon side. And this dispute, it then the pitch the governor, the state authorities for Cross River State against the federal government for Nigeria. This also, it then help with Ambazonia because this conflict, it put the state authorities, they immediately facilitate and immediately play a blind eye for complicated matter for the federal authority. Since Tinubu, it then become the new president for Nigeria, it then begin to take a new look, and most of the collaboration between the Nigerian federal government and the Cameroon occupation government would then say it then almost they come to an end, or it then end totally. There is not more romancing between the two as we did during the time of Buhari. The governor for Cross River State, Basil Otu, when a very great friend for the people of the former British Southern Cameroon, he then create a committee, make it launch an investigation for the land tussle for inside the Ndaneria community for Boki local government area, together with the Baiju community. It be reported to the Cameroon government, it be done thief the pillar stone, the way it be there for day, they be done dig and move on for night, run with them, so that they go try for take over some community the way it belong to Nigeria. Since the federal government also for they not be competent. This conflict, it then create a new way where the Senate and legislative member of Cross River State, they then decide for Toxi, they no go transfer any land again for Cameroon. The committee chairman, he then put out a statement I will read as follows. It should be known that Cross River will no longer allow any part of its land to be ceded to Cameroon in the name of implementing the 2002 judgment of the ICJ. So as this issue did go on, there's a big issue where that happened also with a brigadier general for the Nigerian federal government. He then launched an operation where it then be publicized for inside Cross River State. They then arrest and alleged Ambazonian where they for Nigeria. It be to work with the Nigerian police for transfer weapon and for sell weapon to Ambazonian fighter them according to the Nigerian press release. They then released the ID card, Cameroon ID card of the Ambazonian alleged fighter. He named Beke Maurice Francis, where they call it in Raphael. According to the public statement made by the Nigerian government, this operation will be very significant as it involved the DSS and the Nigerian army. A joint operation with the carry for Boki LGA area, led by the Brigadier General Onyema Nwachukwu himself. So it's a very big deal. According to the Nigerian government, they be pick up one semi-rifle, that's a pump action with mobile phones from this particular individual. According to our own community for the Boki area, we would then reach out for them. Then talk say they don't catch one Ambazonian boy with the call say Kajifu, na Kajifu boy, sorry, name na Kajifu boy together with white. They don't catch them two. They don't the raid take place for Insa Oguguzeng 2. And some houses then be burnt by the Nigerian military for those operations. So make all Ambazonian then wait they for Cross River State and wait they across the border at home and abroad. Me then take care and me then follow up for this activity where they don't be reported. Fellow Ambazonian, the Ambazonian Peoples' Right Advocative Platform will be putting out major changes in our terminology going forward and putting some strategic communication to our people this coming week. Our committee can be engaged for this regard and also they monitor the activity for La République du Cameroon as more engagement they go for the proposition. We would then put them as an alternative solution to find lasting peace for our people, to find a just and temporary acceptable solution for this war being pushed by our organization. We'll continue to engage with our community and network, and those who didn't reach out for join the Ambazonian Peoples advocative platform. Make we know say they want to be political party, they want a liberation movement. Association with our organization, being part of our network that supports rational thinking within the Ambazonian liberation movement is more important to us than having paper organization. We must learn from our past and we must do things different to make sure that we can unite our people. In quote, I want to specify our people because that is our priority, as we don't have any hope in existing organizations, activists to stand for the interests of our people who put patriotism ahead of partisanship and group interests. Capo Daniel, signing out, looking out for you.